Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 25 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio is Amy McVeigh-Tejas with the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico, and joining us on the phone is a member of the Hondo Lions Little League World Series Championship Baseball team, Tommy Jordan Jr. on the phone with us. Good morning, sir. How are you doing today?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
Good. If I get the words out right, we'll figure this one out. But
he almost got it right, didn't he, Tommy? Almost. We'll give him a little credit.
Yeah. Well, first off, thank you for spending a few minutes on the phone with us here. I know we got a chance to talk to you back in 2016 when the actual team was being honored as the Heritage Dinner recipients there, and yourself and several of your other teammates got to come and be a part of all this. So I guess just the update. How you been doing since then?
I've been doing real good.
Good deal. Are you following baseball pretty good and keeping up to date on things and liking or disliking the world you're living in with the football or the baseball right now?
Oh yeah, I watch baseball about every day.
Good deal. Well, good deal.
That's a way of life, right, Tommy?
Yeah, exactly. Now, of course, Amy, we had a good hunk of the baseball team able to join us in 2016 when the Lions Hondo Little League team won that World Series. You kind of, this was like, for you, it's personal, like that whole world with the family, and because you've grown up here, and so you kind of was raised with the families and things like this. So I imagine your memories of some of the talks of the baseball team and things are probably on par, but even a little different than what Tommy, who actually went through it and experienced it, you know?
The joke with my family is I was born on the softball field. We lived a couple of blocks away, and I think I was, just days holding at the ball field. But dreams do come true, and I have a high regard, and I'm so thankful that we had that wonderful opportunity. I think we had 7 there, and then again, they showed up to be part of our kids and the float at that time for the parade. I can't thank Tommy enough for embracing, there's special times like this, and then Tommy has stayed in touch, and I'm thankful to consider him a friend, and many of them. And Tommy's a great friend. And also, a fun fact, Mike, Tommy was one of the first ones to buy a dinner box for this.
Oh.
So come on, everybody. They need to step up. Game's on, because Tommy is still just like that. He's supporting real quick.
Awesome. That's great to hear. Well, we do appreciate that. So, do you remain active in any kind of baseball? Do you hang out at any practices or anything when they get out there? Get a chance to go out and watch them, or is it strictly just home watching on TV now?
No, I just mostly watch it on TV now. My grandson, he played for Roswell High a few years ago, and I went to all the games. But mainly now, I watch it on TV, and in fact, I plan on watching some games in the Little League World Series. It starts today.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you're on the radio with us today when all this is starting.
Well,
that's so awesome.
And I know from when we got to share your story back in 2016 here with us on the radio, for folks that don't realize, when you look at the Little League World Series and what it is today, and the pageantry and the corporateness and everything, when these young men, when they were competing for this World Series, it was a lot different. You guys, it wasn't like you guys had, coach buses and everything showing up. You guys had to raise money to get your own equipment. I mean, this was a labor of love for you guys. It wasn't like today where you just play a little baseball. Next thing you know, if you're good, they show up, you get a chance to be at the World Series. You guys were the underdogs going in, but you had to literally fight tooth and nail just to get invited, but be relevant there, and obviously you took care of that because you won the whole darn thing. But you guys were that underdog, the ones that had to, you just didn't get to show up like some New York City or big city league team. You guys had to scrape and scrap, and that's a little different today. But I imagine that probably makes the World Series championship a little bit sweeter for you and the teammates. So right?
Yeah, it does. I'm sure we weren't supposed to win, but we had an awful good team, and I really wasn't worried about playing anybody.
You just would put an opponent on the field. We're going to beat them. Doesn't matter how nice their uniforms are,
who's next on the list,
how fancy their gloves are. Right?
That was basically it.
Yeah.
I love
I
it.
didn't think. I thought we were the best team in the country even before the Little League World Series started. But
Well,
that
I'm
was
curious.
just my opinion.
I'm curious how many, because I imagine the first few games people underestimated you. You know what I mean? And they just said, "Look at these guys, these ragtag group," and then you come and clean their clock. I imagine at some point they had to get smart and say, "We can't sleep on these guys anymore." You know, how long was it before people started taking notice?
Well, I would here in Roswell, they followed us pretty good.
Okay.
You know, we won 3 tournaments before we had to go to Williamsport, and we were followed pretty good by the Roswell Daily Record, and so yeah, people were aware of us.
Well, I didn't know. I knew back home we did, but I didn't know once you got to Pennsylvania there if they kind of took a look at you and said, "Oh, these guys are going to be pushovers," and then you come and show them that you aren't.
I don't know if they thought that.
Okay.
If they had seen us play, they wouldn't be thinking that.
Gotcha.
That's right. That's
Gotcha.
true.
Yeah,
The action.
and let's face it, every single team that gets invited to the World Series, there's a reason they got invited to the World Series. So there's got to be that modicum of respect by default. At least if you know what you're doing. If you're not, I mean, if you don't, then you probably shouldn't be coaching baseball. But that's another story. So. So what's I gotta ask because we only have a few minutes with you here. What in your head today in 2022? What's one of the most fondest memories that still sticks out from that World Series run there for you guys? Is there any moments or anything like to this day you go back and think on? It's like, man, that was either a real cool thing or a proud moment or just a touching moment for you or something that just really stuck with you through all these years.
No, I remember all 12 games that we won, and it was all, I can remember them all today.
Yeah.
And mainly what happened. And I guess the last game would have been the best, the championship game.
Sure.
Would have been the best, I guess.
Just the fact that the team's hoisting the Little League trophy there at the end and just doing it at, achieving the goal together. That probably, that's always got to stick out, I imagine. So.
Yeah, that was quite a fun time.
If a picture could say 1,000 words, I certainly know this one does, Tommy. They're showing your team on as we're talking. But one thing I think on behalf of the Historical Society that we want everybody to remember, if they just look at this team and think, oh, the Historical Society is honoring a baseball team, it's a lot more than that. Many of these players are still very significant to the history of Roswell. Whether it's Mr. Hobson, whether it's Tommy and his family legacy, including his father, the oldest living professional baseball player before he passed, whether it's the Hobsons, whether it's the Valdezes, or many of these players still stay with us. There's a story there, and we're just proud to be a part of it and celebrate the rich history.
Absolutely.
And you know me, anytime we can celebrate ball, I'm all in.
Well, and
I think we could do this one every year.
well, and if you think about it, when this team won, I mean, this whole community rallied around that, and it's not often that your young men of your community get put on a national spot like that, especially when you come from a community of this size, small town type feel. And so to be on a national stage, oh, and by the way, dominate on it, that's a huge deal. And I think what those 12, 13 young boys did for that World Series did more to bring this community together than many things that you probably see or will see in the future. And that's why we honor this team, and that's why we're so proud of this team. And
Yep.
and men like Tommy and those other ball players, yet that we see they're all gone on and done great things in our community or elsewhere, and we just want to celebrate that and say thank you and appreciate that. And that's the end of the day why we do this.
You better believe it.
So I'm going to ask now. You're going to got your box meal. You getting the chicken or the beef?
Oh yeah, I guess probably the chicken.
There
Okay.
you go.
Okay.
See?
Good for you. And do you get to eat all the shrimp, or are you going to share that with somebody?
I'll probably share it with a couple of girls there.
There you go.
Okay.
See, that's a good man sharing that food. See?
Yeah.
That's a good
That's
man.
very nice of him. That's the difference between me and him. I don't share my shrimp. Well, before we let you get back to it, is there anything that you wanted to mention? Anything you wanted to say that we really didn't get a chance to cover or talk about?
No, I just want to thank Amy and the Historical Society for their interest in keeping the what we did alive, and they have a very nice display up there at the Historical Society, and you can thank her a lot for what's going on today.
Yeah.
I can't wait for a day that we get back there, and I believe it can happen. We got close, and it was an honor to have those kids and so many of this team together on that parade when our last group did. But we're going to make it again, aren't we, Tommy?
I hope so.
Absolutely. I believe they will. We've had some good teams, and of course,
we have.
I was lucky for 10 years. I lived on Sunset Place, which is right next to the Lions Hondo baseball fields out there.
Yes.
And I literally could just hang out on my back and watch baseball games and stuff. And if I occasionally got hungry, I'd walk over and get nachos or something. But on occasion, my dog would get a baseball.
Hey,
there was a couple kids that had a bat on them, and they plunked a few in my yard, and the dog got to him before I did. Sorry.
One of those Tommy Jordans or Harold Hobsons or Jimmy Valdez or all these other.
Those baseballs got destroyed. Sorry about that. The dog got them first.
Well, Tommy, you're stuck being part of our family. We thank you so much for your time and all that you did to impact the history. There's no doubt you did, and we will never forget. It's part of our timeline, too. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you very much. And we appreciate some time here, and we look forward to talking again soon here. And who knows, maybe be throwing some first pitches out at some ball games or something
that'd
pretty
be
soon.
good.
Put you to work.
That'd be good.
That'll work.
We'll be calling you again. We really appreciate your support and everything you do.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Have a great day.
Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye. All right. Big thank you to Tommy Jordan Jr. for spending a few minutes here, part of that Lions Hondo Little League World Series Championship baseball team. If you're just learning about this team, you're like new to the area, call the Historical Society. We got some great information on a lot of stuff. You want to do a little research and dig and learn about that baseball team.
Harold Hobson's mother, she made a full scrapbook, and we were honored to make a copy of it, to have it. She pretty much logged everything.
Nice.
So if you ever want to hear that story, you can make an appointment in that archive facility and go through and look at our copy of that and really kind of take, and especially right now, now's the time. They're doing that, and our guys were doing
That's probably about as first-hand account of that game as you're going to get ever in existence. You know,
I mean, those things are priceless.
Yeah. So.
And if you ever want to meet, or there's power in young kids meeting some of these little leaguers, champions. I know Tommy's around. I know Jimmy's around. Harold moved away, but there's some other ball players that are a phone call away that are still here in heart.
There in Williamsport, is there like a Little League World Series museum or Hall of Fame or something out there?
There are tributes, if you will.
I would love to go out there and see if they've got anything for the Lions Hondo up there.
Yes.
I'm sure like they've got every.
They do.
If anything, they just got a photo of the team up there.
Yes.
You know, that'd be cool. I'd like to go.
A lot of local individuals were very significant in getting.
I'm gonna have to go.
Roswell represented.
Next time I'm back east visiting family, make a trip up to Williamsport there and check it out.
Love this time of the year, though.
Yeah.